press pot. Glass beaker, basically. This is a beaker. It's literally a chemist beaker with a little steel contraption around it here, so it will have feet and we can have a handle put on here. What this is a screen, not nearly as fine as the one we've got on our Clover here, but this screen will basically plunge the coffee grounds to the bottom, separating the grounds from the water. So if you haven't seen one of these, you can get one of these just about anywhere, and you can make pretty decent coffee. So we've got 42 grams, and this is for a 6-cup press pot. And we've got some hot water here. And what do you like your hot water temperature to be? I mean,
well, this water set should be about 200 degrees when it comes out.
Right. So just below boiling.
Boil, yeah.
And here's the beans we're using. If you can tell from the picture, they're not like charred, guys. They're really. I mean, this is not dark.
Yeah,
okay.
Not at all. And this is this coffee's from El Salvador. It's Los Planes. It's a Pacamara variety. They have a great relationship with our roaster, so we spend a lot of time with this coffee in particular, and we really like it. But you can see the size of each bean.
Yeah, these are big beans. These are huge beans. And you also notice he's got it in a glass jar. Okay, we'll talk about that later because this is how you should store it at home too. Not metal, not wood, not plastic. Glass. Okay, yeah. What do we got here? We got it on.
For the press pot,
coarse.
we're gonna grind it on the coarsest setting we can.
That's because this is gonna soak in the water. This is like steeping tea more than it is what you would experience in a coffee maker.
Yeah, it's a long steep time, so you don't want the fine grind on this because it'll over extract and get all the bitters out of there. So
and it'll be really kind of well. Hopefully, if you've had something in a press pot that's been ground too small, you kind of know that experience. So it's not good.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so you guys know, this is a bulk grinder here. It's still a burr grinder, and we would recommend that anybody, whether you're doing this at home or whether you go to a coffee shop, if you find a blade grinder in a coffee shop, run, okay? Okay, so we've got it in the press pot here, and we're dumping our water in. And we're gonna fill that pretty much up.
Yeah.
A lot of people put it to the band, just like he's doing there. And you can see what you've got.
And let it bloom for just a second, and then give it a quick stir just to make sure everything's saturated.
You see how that's floating on top, and that's why he's stirring that a little bit. Because if you let it float on top the whole time and don't get everything into the water just a little bit. Now notice he didn't like agitate it like a washer or anything. Okay, we're squishing this down.
I'm going to set our timer for right at 4 minutes.
Okay.
And that'll steep.
4 minutes. And we'll come back. Okay, our 4 minutes are up. Now, what we're going to watch him do is we're going to push this down. We're not going to like hammer it down, but we're going to firmly press on it, okay? And we squish it to the bottom. So if we can see here real quick before we pour this out, I don't know if we can get this. Ooh, that's going to screw people up. You've got all the grounds down here. The screen has pushed everything to the bottom, and now we're left with the coffee on top.
And a lot of people like to leave their coffee in here, but I really recommend putting it in either cups or a carafe or something that you can get it out of there, because the longer it's in there,
right, it still has exposure to the water on top. That's just a screen.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to pour this out. You see, this isn't black. It isn't. This is almost a caramel color. Okay. I know the film isn't going to show it as well as it should, but This is a caramel color. It's not black. If it were a clear cup, you could probably see through the cup. You could see the light through the cup very easily. So there we go.